when I do a huddle review of a game, about 160, 170 clips. Of those, it's probably about 145 plays. Of those, it's maybe 20 kicking scenarios. Tries, field goals, punts, kickoffs. If it's a Spring Valley game, you know you're gonna have a lot of punts on one side, kickoff on the other side. But yeah, so it's just the way it's gonna be. So very few opportunities, right? No opportunities in scrimmages, right? No opportunities in jamborees. So when we go out there week 0, that's live fire for us for kicks. It's also live fire for the kids for kicks too, and we can tell. We can tell. There's nothing more just concerning that first punt, week 0, where you know that this long snapper hasn't done it in live action since last year, maybe if he was on the team, and the kicker hasn't done it in live action since last year, maybe if he's on the team. So there are a few definitions, fundamentals you have to know. If you do not know these, you're going to mess up the kicking game. And when you mess up the kicking game, everybody finds out. I know Dennis is gone, but we're going to find out. Okay, instead of maybe 30 minutes, it may be an hour, but we're going to find out. Right? His spies are not gone. Fundamentals. A kick always ends as soon as any player secures possession. All right, any player gets possession, the kick ends. A scrimmage kick recovered in or behind the neutral zone may be advanced by K or R unless it's during the trial. So, who's responsible for knowing if the ball was recovered in or behind the neutral zone? Linesman, right? So, if K picks it up and starts running down the field and there's no whistle, and you're the referee, you're the umpire, you're the back judge, you're the line judge, what do? You officiate it out. I don't care if you think, well, that was 2, 3, 4 yards downfield. I don't care. The linesman is responsible for that. Okay? You do not over officiate that. It's not your job. Linesman, it's your job, right? What does that mean you cannot do? Move. You cannot move. You've got to be Dennis and just dig in the ground. Okay? All right? You just got to stop, move. I don't care what happens. I don't care who's running around back there, whatever they're doing. You're just standing there. The one time in officiating that I know of, besides being underneath the uprights for field goal or try, that you get to stand there. And you get to stand there. And you just let everything happen in front of you. Because you never know when that kid's running around, may decide at the very last minute to kick it. You never know. And if you ventured off that line, it's hard to figure out where it was at. Any kick which is not a scoring attempt becomes dead when it breaks the plane of R's goal line. Punts, kickoffs, grounded field goal attempts. Okay? If it breaks R's goal line, it is what? It is dead. All right, you can figure out the touchback or what. This is dead, right? That means you need to do what? Blow the whistle, stop the clock. If you don't know what happened, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Somebody will show up eventually to help you out. Just keep going. Okay? All right. Speaking of that, since Larry's here, certification exam had a inadvertent signal question on it this year for you. Your honor. Yes. Yes, your honor. Yes. Kicking. So what is kicking? It is intentionally striking the ball with the knee, lower foot, or lower leg or foot. So if I'm chasing after the ball, right, it's loose, and I'm trying to recover it, and I'm clumsy, if I'm 16, and my foot hits the ball, is that kicking? No. That is a muff, all right? It has to be an intentional striking of the ball. Illegal kick is intentionally striking with the ball with the knee, lower leg, or foot, not in compliance with 224.34. Most common example is kicking a loose ball on the ground. All right, so if the ball is on the ground, can I run up and kick it? No, not legally. No, you can't. You can do it, but I better have a flag there, right? I can't do that legally. Pop-up kick. Kicker drives the ball immediately into the ground. The ball strikes the ground once and then goes into the air, similar to a regular kickoff, a tee. This is a dead ball foul, and this belongs to the umpire. Every umpire's worst nightmare is this play here. Nobody knows what happened, right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. All right, let's just stop the clock and run it. Stop the clock and huddle. Yep. Back there's like, somebody, come on, referee, come on, referee, come on, referee. And I'm like, I'm not. No.
Y'all figure it out.
Yeah, y'all figure it out before I get there. We got players asking for do-overs. We got huddling. And we're gonna see a replay here. Maybe look for touching. He touched it, right?
Yeah.
So is that a legal kick?
Yep.
Yep. It doesn't say how far it had to go, right? Is it intentionally striking the ball with the lower leg, right? All right. Well, this is the new 1A football. We know all about this. So he kicks it. So that's a live ball, right?
Yes.
All right. When does this ball become dead?
When
possessed.
By who?
K,
right? Okay. Hard can get it and go, right?
Yeah.
But if K picks it up, it's dead. All right? It's dead. If nobody picks it up, and it's just there, and it's there, and it's there,
It's just dead, it doesn't know
Eventually kill it, give it.
kill it, and it goes to R. Yes. Yes. Goes to R. K does not get another opportunity here. Right. So is that a forward or a backward pass? Who's gonna know that's backwards? Wayne, right? Wayne, right? I'm referee like, oh, that's not me. I'm not touching that one. All right. Wings have that, right? So you play it out. So is that a fumble? No. Okay. I guarantee you that there's going to be questions on the exam. I don't know what's over the exam, but you got to know the difference between a backward pass, kicking, muff, and a fumble. All right, you got to know it because you will not get the new fumble rule correct if you do not know the difference in those plays. Okay. So he backward pass, and then they kick it. Is this a spot foul? Or does it go back to the previous spot? Spot foul. This is an exception, right? This is an exception. Is this a loss of down?
No.
No, right, it is not. So we would go how is it illegal kicking? Is it 5, 10, 15? What is it? 10. So we go half the distance and then replay the down. Okay? Or you could decline it.
Then take the 20-yard loss.
Yeah. Or you could decline it.
Attempted kicking.
All right, we say we got the guy standing there, right? Neither, you got a center. Stop the clock. That's right. So stop the clock. Stop the clock and get together.
No sleep.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's figure this out. All right, so who ended up with the ball in the end zone? Let's go back. Remember when I talk about fundamentals, right? So who's K and who's R? Okay, this ball is going to end up in whose goal? Who's? All right, so who ends up with the ball in the end zone?
R has the ball as a touch.
So if R recovered that ball in the end zone, it's what? Touchdown. Okay, all right. And that's what you pray happens, right? Because that just makes life so much easier, right? But they're talking about it. We're going to see the end zone view in a second.
We did get it. Okay, I thought he missed it.
So did he have possession when he crossed the goal line?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't possess it.
Well, he probably had possession, and when he fell, and he fell on the ground. So you saw K, he tried to kick it, right? He intentionally tried to kick that ball, not very well. And then it bounces off of the R player. Did he try to intentionally kick that? No, he did not. Okay. So you have a foul on K, right? Okay.
Is that one part of the thing then?
If so, that's the question, right? If you rule that R has possession and he crossed the goal line and then it comes out, it's what? Touchdown. If you rule R never gained possession in the field of play, who put the ball in the end zone? Kicking team. All right. So what would this be? Safety. Okay. So you've got to know which player illegally kicked, and then you have to know when R was attempting to recover the loose ball, did he gain possession of it before he crossed the goal line?
I have a replay 5 times.
And that's why they were going, this is stop the clock and try to figure this out, right? All right, so it's 4th down. Okay. 4th down. And Blythewood is the kicking team. Just remember that stuff. Oh, yeah. So he kicks it out of the back of the end zone. So the result of the play is this foul occurred. What about with around the 4? This is the next play. Can this happen? Can this be the next play on that scenario?
No.
Why not?
Not a loss.
Not a loss of down foul, right? So what are the options? They can take the safety, or you just saw that snap. Maybe what we'll do is we'll take the penalty, half the distance, and make them try that again. Okay, make them try that again. So don't assume they're going to take the safety, right? Give them the options, because they could have watched some of Sharpie's BC film from last year, where every kick went about 3 yards, and go, you know what? Let's try this again. All right, let's try this again. But this cannot be. That cannot happen.
Why did they go to
They got confused and they ruled it as a loss of down foul. So they ruled illegal kicking as a loss of down foul.
Oh, they kind of lost down, so they gave us that was
Yes.
the point. That was the point of penalty enforcement.
Yes.
First down.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Can he do that? No. So illegal kicking, right? Now R touched it. What did R touch it at? Okay. Does it matter? It was an illegal kick.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna ignore that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We're gonna ignore that, right? Yeah, we're gonna ignore, right? All right.
Sharpie said that was a drop kick.
Tried.
He did, he dropped it and kicked it.
Yeah. So who kicked it?
Clock's still running too.
What's waiting to play in?
No, it's got ice.
So why are we stopping the clock? Was that still a kick?
Yes.
Who kicked it?
Okay.
Okay. Is the ball still alive?
Yes.
Yes. So Art, pick it up and go, right?
Right.
Oh no, we blew a whistle.
And everybody listen.
But we got a penalty, right?
Yes.
What is the enforcement on this penalty? Is this PSK?
No, because R would not be the one to put it back.
R would not be the next one to put it in play.
Right.
That is
That's
correct.
not PSK.
So it's not PSK. So if they're going to accept the foul, we have to enforce it from the previous spot, right? We have a previous spot. If they're gonna decline the foul. If we're gonna decline the foul, we're gonna do that, and then they also somehow call it kick catching interference. It was on the ground. I don't. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. The camera will tell. The camera will tell people. Pop-up kicks. That's what it looks like. You should have to look up. If you don't have to look up, it ain't a pop-up kick. Okay? All right. That's what it looks like. All right, and that is dead immediately. Okay. He kicks the top of the ball, drives into the ground, and goes straight up. And on these turf fields, right, this can happen.
Right.
So all of Orangeburg County is a turf field now, right? Except for OW. That means you're not gonna get rain and mud to bail you out on some of this stuff. Okay. So make sure your umpire knows.
Hey, Doc, take the, on this same play right here and do what Chapin does. Everybody runs through the line and stops. What do you have if, when the guy goes over the ball, over the line?
Yes, yes, well.
I mean, it's incredible. If the ball's ready to play,
Yeah, ball's been blown.
yeah, and they go over it,
Then you gotta.
if you're gonna call that, yeah.
That's
where
you stop.
Yeah, I ain't gonna call that. I'm on the other end of the field.
You make nothing move.
All right, so we saw pop-up kick, right? But is this thing legal? We'll see a replay here. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna see a replay. This is before they chunk an interception on the field. So what is that? It's a drop kick, right? Yeah,
Legal.
that's legal, right?
Yes.
So what's a drop kick? What is the definition?
Hit the ground.
Hit the ground, and then you're kicking it while it hits the ground. It either hits the ground, you kick it, or while it's maybe when it's coming up, you kick it. Bam! Look at that! Look at that!
Beautifully executed.
All sorts of crazy stuff on that ball.
Why don't get away with a foul ball?
Look at that. That's what a drop kick looks like. Kick ins. Player gains possession, right? Kick ins. You have to know when to kick in. Why do we have to know when to kick ins? What dramatically changes? You go from a loose ball play to a running play.
Right.
So what affects that? Why do we care? Penalty enforcement, right? Totally different. Totally different. Ball becomes dead while not in player possession. That's the ball laying there, right? Possession first muff. So if possession is a ball in player possession is a live ball held or controlled by a player after it's been handed, snapped, or if he's caught or recovered it. He's got it. All right. A muff is an unsuccessful attempt to secure possession. So on a muff, I try to get it, but I didn't get it, right? Can I fumble if I muff a ball? Is that a fumble?
No.
All right. Anybody misses those questions, I'm just going to be crushed. I'm going to not have the clinic anymore. I'm going to just walk away from it. Does a kick in with a muff? So why does that matter? Because what did we say about kicks going into our end zone?
They're always attempt.
Oh, a touchback, right? So does it matter what happened to it before it got to our end zone?
No. That was still a kick.
So does he have possession there?
Looks like it.
He's definitely got it there, right? He's sliding. Yeah. So is the kick in?
Yes.
Is the ball dead as soon as R gets possession? Yeah.
You said R.
Or K.
Sorry, it's a K. Sorry, K. As soon as K gets possession? Yeah. Okay, so
Back to the zone.
is that a
Andrew got
touchback?
that one.
No.
No.
Hope not.
No.
That went too far.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
That's
That's still too high for Dennis. That's still too high. But this can happen really quick on the back judges, right? I mean, this can happen really quick. And so you get something like this. Does he have possession?
Yes.
Then he slips and he tries to throw it back, right? Does any of that matter that just happened?
No.
As soon as he got possession, it's dead, right?
Yes.
And so yeah, so you've got to determine when he gets that possession. None of that stuff matters, right? Now, if I'm ever in a game that cold, then it's hazardous to the weather crew, and we are leaving.
I be quick.
It wasn't raining. So
You
it was,
gotta go with another shirt though.
yeah, I'm good now. I'll take that back. Yeah, Rico's got it. All right, so what is that? Did he have possession of that thing?
Yeah.
No. So should we be running to the goal line so we can touchdown? No.
Oh.
But you just you just gotta know, right? You gotta tell yourself this is pre-snap. This is a kick. All right. So you just have to remind yourself of this stuff. Oops. So R gets the ball, right? At the 12. Not that. Not that.
K gets the ball.
K gets the ball, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll learn my K and R one day.
Maybe you'll learn that at time.
Yeah, it's a good point. Good point. It's a good point. Good point.
Don't waste it, he's gone.
First of all, referee, be there.
No.
Where should the referees be on this? On a punt.
I'm up with this.
Go back. He's just kind of like, is that gonna be your positioning there?
No.
No, you need to be where? Here. On the yard line, right? Because the kicker is gonna, in theory, should be going this direction when he kicks it, right? So if you're here, you've already got a nice angle already made. But if you're back here, you can get screened off. And he moves because he's too close.
Somebody got slammed down.
That's a shit.
Where's the art of texting? Where's the art of texting?
Oh.
And just last going to report to you, that was a fumble, right?
Yeah.
It ran.
Yeah. And no.
You gotta know the difference.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Bruce will be texting. I got fair guessing, right?
Whoops.
Oh, did he catch it?
No.
He did not. He muffed it, right?
Yes.
Who's going to be awarded a new series on this?
Okay.
Hey. Yeah. Is that kick catch interference?
No.
Nope. Now I don't know why he fell down. I'm not sure what he did that for.
You knew the rules.
Sign him up. Sign up the long snap to be an official.
Look at that.
Yeah.
On running.
You don't have a high density, but here. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Does it matter? As soon as that ball crosses, right, it's what? It's a touchdown. It doesn't matter who touched it, who fell on it, any of that stuff, none of that matters.
No.
None of that matters. Now, we need to be doing what, though? What these guys are doing, right? They're doing what first? Well, they're digging. The line judge got it, right? Stop the clock, but you also got to separate the players too, right? Because they don't know.
I hope this ain't the same fault.
They don't know. So you got to know that as a touchback, but you can't just stand there at the goal line going like this number where you got guys rolling around fighting for a ball behind you. You've got to get in there and just break it up. Okay. and then but don't come up with a touchdown. Force is not a factor going into ours end zone. We've said this multiple different ways. It's always a touchback, so you must understand when a kick ends. So what do I mean by force? So the force is the initial force to carry, snap, pass, fumble, or kick. Or can be eligible for a new force, a grounded fumble, kick, or backward pass. So can a kick in flight, can I have a new force applied to it? No, cannot. How is a new force applied? Loose ball has to be grounded. At or nearly at rest, the player contact changes a loose ball direction. So a player muffs a loose ball from the field of play into the end zone. So if the ball would not have gone into the end zone, okay, it's almost come to a standstill at the 5, or it's rolling towards the sideline at the 5. And the Sam Davis sees a moment of glory. He's going to try to pick it up. Sam tries to pick it up. Sam keeps falling forward at the 5, and the ball shoots to the left into the end zone. Who put the ball in the end zone? Sam Davis did. He did. He tried. Moment of glory, right? Touching of a loose ball and a player's blocked into the ball is ignored and cannot create a new force. Right? So, true. So if so the ball is almost to standstill, Larry's running down there, standing, go, oh, here's my chance. He talked about my girlfriend at school. I'll lay Larry out. He lays Larry out. Larry hits the ball, goes into the end zone. Did Larry put the ball in the end zone? No, he did not. He did not. Sam gonna get a foul for illegal personal contact?
No, he blocked my girl.
How is a new force applied? So, covering official must determine was the initial force that caused the ball to go into the end zone. If yes, then no new force. So if the initial force would have caused that ball to go into the end zone from the field of play, there's not a new force. If no, then that player's touching caused a new force.
When in doubt.
It's not a new force. Kick declared dead in case end zone. You got two options, right? Touchdown or safety. All right. Kick is declared dead in case end zone. So force only matters in one direction, from the field of play to the end zone. The initial force versus the new force. The initial force was but it was blocked. It went backwards. So it doesn't matter. It's still the initial force, still the kick. All right. Free kicks.
Oh, Lord.
Always 10 yards apart. This is my favorite video. Favorite. Always 10 yards apart, right? That's the neutral zone. Kickoff, so normal free kick lines. Kickoff is the 40. About 35? That's 40. That's 40. Safety. 20. If you have a fair catch, can that be a free kick line? It could be. They can choose that, right? If you have an awarded fair catch, could that be a free kick line?
Yeah.
Yes. Can it be moved by penalty?
Yes.
So here we've got a penalty, right?
Oh, terrible.
We've moved. We've moved. All right. So they still have to be what?
10 yards.
10 yards, right? Now they're a little bit more than 10 yards. But we're not soccer. We don't go out there with the little like foam stuff and spray it on the ground, but you have to set the line up. So, all right. So who should be on ours free kick line? Who's on ours free kick line?
The judge.
Back judge. So he needs to be where actually? He needs to be 3 yards deep in the end zone, right? Yeah, they're kicking off from the 8, so he needs to be 2 yards deep in the end zone. He needs to set that free kick line. Who's got the goal line? The referee does. Yeah, the referee does, right? Line judge. But the back judge actually has to be somewhere where they never are, right? Which is standing in the end zone for the snap. But he's got to set that line.
If it goes in the end zone, it's going to.
But he still needs to set the line for him. It's still going to be, you're correct. It's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, so I would think he needs to be on the goal line.
But he's got, who is he responsible for?
You can still have encroachment you got ours line.
He's got ours free kick line.
Okay, that's
He's
true.
got ours free kick line. Yep.
Okay.
And then the coach tell the kid to do that. Why would you do that?
That's dumb.
That's when you just go up and do what we just saw. You touch it, falls down, you pick it up, they get the ball at the 8. What do we know?
Did he kick the field?
No.
No, it was a kickoff.
Is a kick.
Yeah.
He can try and kick it through, it doesn't count for anything.
It was.
Yeah.
It's a.
All right, so we got a touchdown, right? And oh, what do we got?
Yeah.
All right, so what is that? So we're moving it backwards, right? So what are the options there for B? On the try or the kickoff, right? Try or the kickoff. So this is a kickoff, right? So what are the type of kicks that are legal for a kickoff? What can you do?
Drop
Drop
kick.
kick or.
Drop kick it or kick off tee? Can you punt
Or kick off the ground.
No,
Kick off the ground.
it? Or you can go off the ground, yeah. But you cannot punt it, right?
No.
You cannot. When can you punt for a free kick? Safety. So what is that, a live or dead ball foul?
Yeah.
Why? Why would it be dead?
As soon as he kicked the ball illegally, I mean, that, you know, you gotta put it into play by the legal kick. You can't put it into play with the illegal kick.
Right,
Correct.
right.
Correct. So a free kick down can only start with a legal free kick. There's like a scrimmage down can only start with a snap.
So as soon as he kicks it, you let it go or
You gotta kill it. It's dead. It's dead. Yep. It's dead. Yep.
Can you warn?
No. I mean, once he punts it, you gotta kill it.
No, you
Oh, you can.
Oh yeah, you can tell it.
Say, looks like we'll play the, hey, you know, you play.
I mean,
Do that.
I wouldn't do it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach.
Hey,
you might want to go. Hey, where's your tee at?
Yeah.
You can say that. Where's your tee at?
Terry, just, I wanna make sure I heard you correctly. Did you say that earlier on where it had been moved up, like, I don't know how many yards and they were in the end zone? Did you say that that judge has bars line?
Whoever got ours line. I don't know who has ours
It's
line.
not that judge.
Is the line judge or the line?
No, it's locked to it.
That judge has case line.
Well, Badger got K. Who's got R?
Line's good.
Linesman. Okay. All right.
somebody.
Somebody. I know where I go. I know where I go. Free kick formation. So free kick formation starts when? After they're ready for play.
Okay.
All right. So that's when that goes into effect. No K player other than the kicker holder beyond the free kick line. So that goes back to the Chapin thing. You know? No K player other than the kicker 5 yards or more behind the free kick line. All four K players must be on either side of the kicker. All R players must be behind their free kick line. So we say it starts when? After they're ready. When do they actually have to meet some of these requirements?
And the kid.
After the kick, right? So the four on either side, right? Minimum of 4 on one side.
Right.
That's when that really takes effect. And if they violate this, is this a live or dead ball? And what is a Charlie pet peeve? This guy right here. All right. Because you can see it. Because every kickoff in a huddle, when they're at the huddle cameras at the 50-yard line, guess what they get a great view of? Every single one of those. I mean, he's not even close, right?
4 yards.
He's not even close. So is that live or dead?
Yeah.
That's dead. That's dead. Not even close. Yeah, there's multiples. It's probably my second favorite video. All kicks in the orange end zone or what?
Yeah.
How's the newspaper gonna say it? 102-yard touchdown return.
You want to point out who the referee is on the skin?
Oh, I know.
Thanks.
Did they appreciate that?
Nope. Actually, I think they did. Actually, I think they
They
did.
got this one.
But after about 40 yards down the field, yeah.
Who's refereeing now, Gary?
I don't remember.
Great call me.
He's not running for office, so I don't remember. All right. Game clock, right? When does the game clock start on a free kick? By who? R. So we got 2 seconds, right? Fourth quarter, 2 seconds.
Legally touched.
Well, Kay can legally touch.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's not.
When does the clock start?
Possible. If he's legally touched, if we go 10 yards, he touches, goes out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's okay. But when it's legally touched, not necessarily by all. It's a true statement, Sam.
When Kay can legally possess it, then it starts. Then it starts.
Wax it up.
Alright, so what does he do?
He bad at that.
Be bad.
Bad at it.
Yeah, I can't see.
Sure that wasn't a fuck.
Scoreboard's already put it as a muff. Alright, so what do we have here? Can you bat? Can this kick be batted?
No.
It cannot. So what do we, so first of all, the game clock, so we said that it starts when? When does the game clock start on a free kick? Down.
Legally touched.
When it's touched by R or K, if they can what? Possess it. So if there's first touching by K, does the game clock start?
No.
No. Okay. So let's look at that. So let's see. Say that one first. When this ball is touched by K, are they able to legally possess it? Does it meet all the requirements?
Yes.
And theirs would be what?
Touch the ground.
Touch the ground and yeah, because it was not touched by R, previously. Yeah. So we're good there, right? But then he does this. So what is that? Right, so we need to know what on this play. No, we need to know who recovered it, right?
Right.
If R recovers it,
Results of the play.
what are they gonna do? They're gonna decline the foul, game over with, right? If K recovers it, then what are they gonna do? Well, there's no time on the clock.
You gotta put.
So if K recovers it, they could still do what? What if they decline the foul?
There's no time.
There's no time on the clock. Game's over with, right? Yeah. So either way, the game should be over with. If you explain to them properly what the options are. But if you tell them, oh, well, we've got to take this foul because they got the ball, then you're gonna have what? An on time down. But if if R declines the foul, there's no time on the clock, right? So it doesn't matter. In that case.
Yeah, what's interesting on this play is even though it is a foul, when K touches it, it's legal touching. So you don't get tripped up out there thinking he illegally touched it. He illegally batted it. Or didn't illegally touch it.
But he was eligible to get possession.
You shouldn't put the batting part in there, should you? Doesn't matter whether you batted or not, the ball went 10 yards.
So that's the foul part.
But you can't.
That's the foul part. Yeah, that's the foul part.
That's pretty
K
good.
blocking restrictions. R937. So we covered this last week, I think it was. K cannot initiate, right? So that's the key, right?
Yeah.
Initiation. It cannot initiate the block until the kick has traveled 10 yards, or K is eligible to recover the free kick, or R initiates a block in the neutral zone. So you got to know, if you know 1,000% that K initiates, and those other two requirements aren't made, then that's when it becomes a foul. there's no question there, right? Who initiated that, right? Yeah. So now you know who initiated it. So now the question is, was it legal or not? Had the ball gone 10 yards? No. Had it been touched by R?
Back to the slam. You did.
And they're gonna point all way. Oh, point all different ways.
What happened? What happened when the officials get together?
Somebody.
Everybody's pointing everything, right? Yeah.
So. Yeah, but.
Oh my God. That was 3-on-10.
Free kick out of bounds. So foul or free kick goes out of bounds, untouched by R. Options: 5 yards from the previous spot and re-kick. 5 yards from the succeeding spot. Ball in play 25 yards beyond the previous spot. True or false? Free kick out of bounds. The ball will always be placed at the 35-yard line.
False.
False. Ball out. Ball out of at the out of bounds spot.
True.
So when is a player considered out of bounds? A player's out of bounds when any part of the person is touching anything other than another player or game official that is on or outside the sideline or in line, and he remains out of bounds until returning to the field of play with any body part touching the field and no body part touching out of bounds. Okay? If I step out of bounds, I've got to, quote, reestablish, basically, right? I got to be touching back in bounds before I can touch the ball. If I touch the ball before doing that, the ball is considered, and it's a loose ball, is considered to be dead and out of bounds. A player in possession is out of bounds when the runner or the ball touches anything other than another player or game official that is on or outside the sideline or in line. So if I hit the pylon,
Out of bounds.
out of bounds. A loose ball is out of bounds when it touches anything, including player, game official that is out of bounds. So if the ball is bouncing around and I'm the wing official and I'm standing out of bounds and it hits me, ball's out of bounds, right? It's dead. Casebook play. R1 is running near the sideline as he attempts to catch a free kick in flight. R1 has both feet inbounds or has 1 foot on the sideline. When he reaches through the plane of the sideline, the ball bounces off his hands and lands out of bounds. Who put the ball out of bounds? In A? How about B?
Receiver.
Okay.
What?
The ball is not out of bounds until it hits the ground there. In A, both feet are in bounds. The ball is not out of bounds until it hit the ground there. Since R1 touched it, R1 caused the ball to go out of bounds. And B, 1 foot on the sideline, R is out of bounds when the loose ball is touched. Kicker caused the ball to be out of bounds. I've argued this. I do too. But
If it would have said intentionally goes out of
that
bounds,
is
maybe
the
different
well, that's
story.
illegal participation. Though.
Legal participation.
But that is
Question didn't say that.
that is the. I've argued it, and nobody seems to listen. So.
Bring that up at the clinic here, Gary.
That is advanced clinic. We're not doing that.
Yeah. Like.
All right.
He steps out and then touches it, puts the ball out of bounds, it makes it a flag.
So if he touches it while he's in bounds, then you can stand there all you want, but he touched it while he's in bounds.
What?
So yeah.
Special teams, which was fine.
All right. So when he touches the ball, is he out of bounds yet? Nope. Close.
He was in.
Close, but he's not out of bounds yet. Not out of bounds yet.
Put his right foot out of
What
bounds.
was he trying to do?
He was trying to step out of bounds and then touch the ball to make the kick go out of bounds.
Okay, gotcha. So he had a point.
He was trying.
He was trying, it just timing the ball.
Is that a pop-up kick?
No.
No. All right, so whoever recovers this ball, right, is going to be their ball, right? Because the ball hit the ground and went 10 yards, right? So, mad scramble. Mad scramble.
Oops, oh gosh.
Just all over the place, right? Has he got possession of this thing yet? No. No. Oh, what's this guy doing? Yeah, he's out of bounds, so if he touches that ball, so the question is, does he reestablish himself?
No.
That's the good question.
That one for me.
Yeah, you got it.
He back down, in bounds, so he's in bounds.
I got him in that.
Where's the right foot? Is it on the ground?
Hmm.
Good ground.
And he got the ball, so. You make the call.
Exactly, you make the call, right? We can't really tell on this, can we? There's only one person that's gonna kind of maybe have an idea, maybe two, well, there should be two, maybe.
Well, that coach, they got
But what you have to know, what? You have to know, was he in bounds or out of bounds when he touched the ball? You have to make that decision. You have to make that decision.
Too old.
That has happened.
You don't call that.
And emergency
We'll
signals.
call that 5-8 football.
Alright, we got a free kick out of bounds, right? Where does ball placement go? Following a free kick out of bounds. They choose 25 yards, or they choose 5 yards of the sitting spot, or they choose the out of bounds spot. Where does the ball go? At the nearest hash mark, what went out of bounds. Yes, there are no options, right?
Correct.
It's not one of the option ones.
John D.
So doesn't matter if your offense always runs everything to the right. You know what? It doesn't matter, Coach Knox. We're gonna put it where it needs to be. They were offsides in the first one. Or encroachment, sorry, encroachment. All right, so go back. So we're kicking from the 40, right?
Yes.
That they came up with a phantom encroachment. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's right. It was encroachment on R. On R. Let me go back. This guy right here. He's yelling, he's trying to get his attention, right? He gives him as much time as he can, but yeah. All right, so that's dead ball, right? Encroachment.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go. We got to replay it, right? So 5 yards. So now we're kicking off from the 45, and then what BC do? Kicks it out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 28.
So where does that?
Okay, so if we went 25 yards from where they kicked it from, that would put the ball at the 30. This is at the 28. But they get what, the 5 yarder, right?
Right.
Sitting spot. So you're going to take the 5 and put it to the 33.
Or
You can put it on the 30. Or it's BC kicking. You might go, you know what? I'm going to back them up 5 yards. We're going to try this again. You know, you never know.
They get it right.
They put the ball at 35. None of the above.
Let's start over big man.
True.
For those online, Richardson, we always started off the big line. Free kick ends. We're almost done with free. We're going to end with free kicks and we'll do scrimmage. Free kick ends. So when does it end? K secures possession. All right. So if K secures possession during a free kick, it's what? Dead. Ball is dead immediately. The ball belongs to K if it's traveled 10 yards, has touched the ground. The order does not matter, right? Either. Or has touched it first, right? It's illegal for K to catch a kick in flight.
No.
Yes. So it is illegal. What is that called? KCI. What is the penalty for KCI?
What if R mustard? It gets to the play.
Or would have touched it.
And R would have touched it, so then the ball is still dead.
But it's in flight.
The ball's still dead.
Not all the way.
All the way.
But A untouched kick
Yeah.
by an untouched free kick by R in flight can never be called.
Okay.
R secures possession. Ball remains alive. Unless any R player is given a fair catch signal. Does that mean it's a fair catch? No. R may fair catch a free kick in flight in the field of play. And what is the field of play?
Between
the goal lines. In or beyond the neutral zone. So they can catch it in the neutral zone in flight. And make it and they can make it fair catch. So can this happen in high school football? No, we see this one every year. This is very easy.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so as soon as White catches it, right? It's dead. And this is what? So what are the options here?
15.
So, alright, so they can go 15 from the previous spot.
And they get lateral balls.
No, if you go
No,
15,
I'm sorry, I thought I said from the spot.
if you go 15, what are the options? 15 from the previous spot, replay.
Free kick.
They can take an awarded fair catch. And 15 from that spot, the awarded fair catch. They get lateral ball placement.
And
They get the option to
Kick for points.
for a free kick to score points. Yes.
Take from the succeeding spot. Quick, they want time to shoot, but that's good enough.
Now, if Dabo was coaching for Daniel High School, he'd have been right. Okay, but
Got kickoff. Running. This seems pretty uneventful. We're gonna watch the end zone view of this. Uh-oh. It's always nice when they blow them up, right? So he did what? Get a signal, right? Big guy catching in front of him. Ball's what? Dead. Is this a fair catch?
No.
No. The basic spot. So Rule 10, 4-2 exception.
Talk about mechanics, who would probably note that signal, although he did not catch the football.
It's gonna be either the line judge or the referee, probably on that one. It's high enough, and it's far enough back.
Yeah.
If they're really close to our free kick line, it may be the linesman. The back judge, because if their backs to me and if they're at like cage, R40. And he does this number, I may not see it if I'm way back there. So it depends on where it's at. And the angles on that. The basic spot may, at the option of the offended team, be the succeeding spot for fouls by K during a free or scrimmage kick down, other than kick catch interference. We just established those options, right? Prior to the end of the kick, when K would not be next to put the ball in play. So basically, what does this allow to happen? Exactly. It allows for a foul to occur that normally would be, this is a loose ball play, right? And loose ball play fouls during kicks are always what? Free spot. Unless it's a spot foul or something like that. So you've got this allows for that to be enforced from the spot. And the succeeding spot is what?
Where the ball would make them.
The next been put in play. So K fouls during a free kick down. R has the option to enforce K's fouls during the free kick down on the succeeding spot. K does not have possession at the end of the down. That excludes kick catch interference. We've already went over those options. So just don't forget about this one. All right, we don't see this a lot, but don't forget about it. So R's options. K has possession at the end of the down. So we're gonna accept the foul and penalize from the previous spot, right? Because K has possession, right? So R is not gonna give K the ball. So they're gonna replay the free kick down. R has possession at the end of the down. Now they have the option to penalize from the succeeding spot. R fouls during a free kick down before the kick ends, accept the play results, and force from the previous spot and replay the free kick down. Our fouls during a free kick down after the kick ends. Now we've already said we reverted to running play, so we're going to force that from the basic spot, excluding non-player and unspecified players.
To make a shot there.
Also, that, you know, they, you must have, and Luke will agree with you there, apparently.
Lewis is volunteering to move the referee. So what is that? Is that legal?
Yeah.
So that was during a loose ball play. So what are the options?
Previous spot.
Right spot, right? Yep.
Say what was that?
Previous spot, man. And illegal batting is how many yards? Fundamentals. Free or scrimmage kick into ours end zone is always a touchback. And I'm preaching this. Must be a legal kick. Force is not a factor. R can muff a kick and the down still ends in a touchback. K does not end until a player gains possession. I guarantee you by week 1, we will have screwed this up somewhere in the state. And by say week 1, we're being generous. Okay? All right. All right, Bruce. By 7:30 on week 0, we will have screwed this up. Okay? Somewhere in the state.
7:32.
Touchback. Scoring attempt. Touches K player in R's end zone. Unsuccessful attempt and crosses R's goal line play. Okay. So scoring attempt, the touchback if it touches K's player in R's end zone, or is an unsuccessful attempt and it crosses R's goal line play. Non-scoring attempt, touchback, breaks R's goal line. R may choose to spot a first touching if it applies. There that is. I don't know.
Slobbers out.
Does it matter?
Oh,
Does it matter in high school? Does it matter in high school?
no.
That's bad. Yeah. I mean, if he could recover that in the field of play, it would be who the ball. Okay. Yeah. But as soon as it breaks R's goal line, it is a touchback.
Did they have blocked him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's best time.
Doesn't say.
And with the feet.
Why are we throwing it back? Do we throw a bean bag on a kick that goes in the end zone like that? No. No.
Yeah, momentum. The ball had momentum.
It's got momentum.
Uniform. So this is pre-uniform lockdown, but we're not gonna allow that stuff. All right.
We have the pre.
Where should he be? Is this where he should be?
No.
Where should he be?
Goal line.
Line. If the deep guys are standing inside the 5, that means what? They know the kid can kick it, right? They know he can kick it. So stand on the goal line. Because we're talking about big lines, right? What's the most important line for a free? What are the most important lines for a free kick?
Goal line.
Goal line and ours line, right? Those are the 2. All right. So none of the above. None of the above spots.
You should have in the wrong position. Let the 10 referee or 10 officials next to their own.
So does it matter where the feet is?
No.
Where the ball is, right?
Right.
Where the ball. So it's where the ball has to break the plane. So can I be standing in the end zone and stop the ball short of the goal line?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that no.
That ain't it.
Nope. No.
You look.
No beanbag. You don't beanbag it. This is us.
Oh, this, you know.
That's us. So, unsuccessful field goal attempt. It's what? If it crosses ours goal line, it's a touchback. That was cool. Alright, so this is a gap. This is a gap for us. I mean, there's only 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
Where's the linesman going? Where's he going? Why is he there? Should the linesman be there? No.
He's gotta get.
He got the whole line, Garrett. He's trying to get a good look at it.
That's was the line judge.
So, is anybody on that goal line?
Nope.
Is anybody gonna know did that ball actually cross?
No.
No.
Yes.
As a guess. But err on the side of touchback. So if you have to guess, and you're like, I think so, make it so. All right, that's one where you guess one way. Okay, almost done. Momentum. When a defensive player, so what's the defense?
B. Player that does not have the football.
Team that doesn't have the ball. The team that has the ball. So is A and B are established at the snap.
Yes.
Offense and defense are determined by which team has possession. The two are not the same.
True.
I failed that. We need 2 clinics.
I'd be 3.
We need a whole weekend. When a defensive player intercepts an opponent's forward pass, intercepts or recovers an opponent's fumble. So what's the difference between intercepting and recovery? Interception is recovery means it's an opponent's fumble or backward pass, or an R player catches or recovers a scrimmage kick or free kick between his 5-yard line and the goal line, and his original momentum carries him into the end zone, where the ball remains in the end zone and is declared dead in the end zone, and his team's possession, or it goes out of bounds in the end zone. The ball belongs to the team in possession at the spot where the pass or fumble was intercepted or recovered, or the kick was caught or recovered. All right, that is 2024 and before. 2025. This includes a fumble that goes from the end zone into the field of play and out of bounds. Does everybody understand what I just said? So, I intercept Bruce's pass. And knowing that, I will make a 2 on the exam next year, but I'm going to intercept his pass at the 4. And I'm running around in the end zone, right? My momentum takes me into the end zone. And I get hit, and I fumble. And the ball goes forward. It rolls out at the 2. What is that? That is a forward fumble, right?
Yes.
Okay. If this sentence was not there, what would that have been? Safety. But this sentence at the end allows for momentum still to be into effect. Okay. So if I fumble and it goes out of bounds at the 2, then I get my spot at the 4. Does everybody understand that?
That's gonna get down.
Jonathan?
I was gonna say, because out of bounds at the 8, you still get the momentum spot.
Get the momentum spot.
Momentum.
You get the momentum. Yes. You get the momentum spot.
Yeah, you intercepted at the 2 and you run parallel to the goal line.
Did my original momentum carry me into the end zone? Okay, so will this apply? Okay.
Formation.
Yep. Original momentum, right? So I can't like intercept at the 4, dance around, and then run myself into the end zone. My momentum's got to take me there. But if I fumble, and it goes out of bounds into the field of play, which means it did what?
Forward.
It went forward, out of the end zone, into the field of play, and then out of bounds. We get the momentum spot.
Unfortunately, that's not what referee magazine says.
What did they say?
Oh, they say, cause I mean, I was gonna talk about this afterwards, they say that's gonna be a touchback.
You would have a touchback without the movement.
Mhm.
If,
Be a touchback.
so here's the other one, there's another one to this. Let's say I intercepted in the end zone. I'm already in the end zone and I intercepted. There's no momentum, right? And I fumble it. And it goes out of bounds. And in the field of play. Or fumble. What is that?
Touchback.
That's a touchback.
Yeah.
That's a touchback. Exactly.
Well, I believe you.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. If A is backed up. Okay. Ooh, 1st and 10 at age 2. Hands it off. Gets hit and it gets hit in his own end zone. He fumbles it. It rolls out of the end zone, into the field of play, out of bounds at the 3.
Safety.
That's a safety.
Yeah.
That's safety.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 different answers to a fumble in the end zone.
3 different things.
Depending upon which team, who put it there, and how it got there.
So the momentum trumps the forward fumble.
According to
Yeah.
this year's rule book, yes,
The rule book says it goes back to the spot of fumble, right?
it does, but this is the exception to the exception. It's the yeah,
It's the 8-5-2 exception.
yeah. Momentum. So it's exception to the force rule, allows the defense or to possess the opponent's ball and not be penalized for going from the field of play into their end zone. Applies to catch recovery inside of the defense R's 5-yard line. Catch recovery at the 5-yard line, not eligible for momentum. So they got to be inside the 5. And so we mark that with a beanbag. Defense intercept. So this includes defense intercepting a forward pass, defense intercepting or recovering a backward pass or fumble, or catch or recovery of a scrimmage kick. Because when I say catch or recovery, that means the kick has ended, or catch or recovery a free kick. I'll skip it a jump, kick off. Alright, so take a knee, right? So we know the ball is dead. But so where did he catch it at?
At your line.
Didn't have any idea what was playing to see.
So now is anybody going to know? So when in doubt, make it a touchback. Alright, make it a touchback. Your life is a whole lot easier sometimes if you make it a touchback. Now that one. Alright. So does he ever get out?
It didn't look like it.
No. So momentum is as a 2. His original momentum carried him in. Does the entire entire ball has, so you have to rule if the entire ball gets out, then it's out.
Too close to come.
But if you're not sure if the entire ball got out, then it's in the end zone. So we're going to take the momentum spot at the 2-yard line. That concludes free kicks. Any questions?
Can we look at some of them chats that you wouldn't show earlier? Like them, just read a few, just for the fun of it.
How many points do we get from Twitter?
Yeah.
Alvarez. Not voting. Oh Lord, he's brave. I give him credit for entering the Lions Den.
Yeah.
Did he get paid for the camp? And that's why we aren't all on the same page. Everyone does their own thing. Was his district clinic on a Saturday? Wait, he was in charge of training for his own district, so why hasn't his district done it like he said? The dude ain't prepared. Get him, Dave. Yeah, so, yeah, just, you know. So Larry's like,